So I usually have my little greeting and my intro on my videos, but this isn't really going to be a usual um, video that you see from me. Um, with recent events happening, there's been a lot of attention brought to depression and anxiety and suicide and all that, and I've never really kind of spoken out about it, but it seems like the appropriate time to talk a little bit about my experience with depression and suicide. First off, I want to thank Hitman VonDoom for what he's been doing with his videos on bipolar and depression and all those. It takes a lot of guts to talk to people about that, and the way he's doing it is just fantastic, and I don't think enough people are paying attention to those videos that he's putting out. I think a light needs to be shined upon those. So I'm going to put a link to his channel below, and you can check out those videos because they're really important, I feel. So I'll just kind of go into my experience, I guess. I suffer from I would think it's an acute form of depression, only because it doesn't affect me all the time. I think in middle school and high school it was more prevalent, but I think that kind of just is due to age. You know, it's appropriate for that age to feel that way. Just kind of, I was always an outsider. I had my core group of friends, but we weren't many. It was like 4 of us. And I wouldn't say we were bullied or anything like that, but we got picked on. I feel like we got picked on. Some of my friends took it a lot better than others. Just because they didn't seem to care as much, which is the route I wish I followed a little bit better. But while I was in high school, one of my friends shot himself, and that really kind of took its toll on me. For the fact that, you know, he was gone, and also because I learned how fake people can be. He was picked on more than most. I would consider him being bullied quite heavily. But after he had taken his life, all those people who picked on him, made fun of him, all were acting devastated and crying about it in the high school halls, and they just pissed me off. I don't know, that got to me. It still does. But him and I had similar issues. There would be days where we would be totally just happy, and then the next day, for no reason at all, just be depressed. You know, and I still go through that right now. I'll wake up one day and just not feel it, just be down, and nothing seems to get me out of it except time. And those are rough days, real rough days. That didn't seem to go away after high school. I thought they would, because it seems like such a teenager thing, you know. Then later on down the line, in my life, another friend of mine took his life. A guy I knew since I was in Boy Scouts, which was quite a while ago. I was friends with him through high school. Lost touch during college. I went to one place, he went to another. Found out that years later after college, he started working with my dad as an airplane mechanic. And I don't know the whole story, but he ended up quitting or getting fired or let go, and a week later hung himself, leaving a wife and a child. And that was really hard to take. Really hard. And it made me wish that I had reached out to him more after I learned that he was working with my dad. But those things happen, you know. Hindsight is always 20/20. Don't really know where to go from here as far as this video, but I'm not suicidal. I had suicidal thoughts when I was a teenager, and of course did not act upon them. It just a moment in time that things just didn't seem they would get right. Of course, now there's no, those thoughts don't come into my mind at all, because when I start feeling that way, I just think of my family and my son and my wife, and I could never leave them like that. That's not in me to do. But like I said, there was a time when those thoughts did come across, and I'm glad I never took it upon myself to make that decision. If anybody's watching this who, you know, is seriously thinking about that stuff, please go talk to someone. Go let someone know that you're thinking these things. Don't be ashamed, because it's the only way you're going to get better. You have to talk to somebody about it. You can't assume that people know what you're going through, how you're feeling. Because most people don't suffer through things like this. But I'm not going to claim to know any answers or anything like that. Everybody has their own battles to fight. Mine seem to hit hard for a moment, and then I'm good for a while. And I've learned throughout the years that, you know, I just got to power through those moments, because they come on like a tidal wave, and it's brutal. You just don't feel like anything. Just terrible, terrible feelings. And anything can bring it on. It doesn't have to be anything. Nothing has to bring it on. It just happens. And that's the worst part of it. Just like I said, if you're feeling any of this stuff, just go seek help. I've been through a few psychiatrists myself personally, and don't think that that's the answer because none of them really worked out for me. Just keep trying. You know, I don't know that there is an answer. I just know that suicide is not one at all. It just leaves worse hurt inflicted upon other people than what you're going through right now. And that's kind of a realization I had when my friends took their lives. You think it's the end-all solution, but you end up causing more grief, wreaking more havoc than you take away from yourself. And I just know that has never been the answer for me. Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here on this video, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go finish having a great day because this is one of those days where I'm not in a mood. So I'm going to the comic book shop. I'm going to pick up some books, do things to make me happy, spend time with my son. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Be good.